Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. YouTube family, I got something good today. I know you have seen and heard about those birria tacos. Yes, honey. Well, guess what? I'm about to make them today. You know what? It's a couple steps involved in it. So we got to do the meat part of it, the chiles part of it, and then the actual assembling of the tacos. So we're going to start off with the meat, then we'll go to the chiles in the pot. And last but not least, baby, we get into those tacos. They're about to be good. All right, don't go nowhere. Watch this. We can make them together. I'm about to tell you all the ingredients you need in just a couple seconds. All right, here we go. So I got here 2.5 pounds of beef chuck roast, or you can use shanks if you have them. Chipotle, chili, and adobo sauce. You only need one. All right, so you need 3 guajillo chilies, 1 ancho chile, and 1 pasilla chile. All right, and of course we're gonna need 1 cup of water for the puree when we put it in the blender. Now, need some water to cover the meat. Don't worry about that. All right, we need 2 tablespoons or 3 cubes of beef bouillon, some salt, so you can pretty much see everything here. We'll need 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. If you have cloves, use that instead. 2 bay leaves, 1 onion, and 5 cloves of garlic. All right, so you can get ready to assemble the tacos. Of course, we'll need the fat. We got to skim it from the birria broth. Cooking oil, corn tortillas, and we will need shredded mozzarella cheese. So right now we got everything up here. Everything is pictured up here except the water that we need. So the cup of water that we need for the puree in the blender, and then the water that we need to cover the meat once we sear it and put it in the pot. But that's it. That's everything. Y'all know what I always say. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's get to it. All right, so now I got the steps wrong. The chile paste from the blender, it needs to go into the meat when the meat is cooking. So we can sear the meat, but we will still have to wait. So it makes sense that we take care of these chiles first. Now what happens is we have to break these chiles open. We have to remove the stems and the seeds from inside. Then we'll put them in a pot of water. We'll cover them with water. Bring them to a boil. Then we'll turn it off. And it will steep for 30 minutes until these soften. Then after 30 minutes, we'll put them in the blender with everything else we need to put them in. And we'll make our chile paste. All right? So I'm going to point the camera down for a minute to the chiles. Uh-oh, my bad. I'm touching the wrong thing. Boy, I tell you, people. All right, let's see. Let me get that to stay right there. All right, so now all we need to do is take the stems out, and we want to open these. If you can't get them open, use some scissors, but they're pretty easy to open. They're dried. All right, so you want to take all of these seeds out of here, all of these dried seeds. All I have is food prep gloves today, so I got to use what I have. I want to take all the seeds out and then put them in the pot. All right, so now at this point, we're gonna take all of our chili, all our little chilies, our little chili pieces, and put them in a pot. Now we need about a cup of water in here. All right, so that's all of our chilies. We need about a cup of water. Oops, I'm wasting some of it. All right, so I put about a cup and a half in here. And so long as it covers the chilies, I'm good. So now we're gonna put them on the stove, bring it to a boil. Now, as I said, once we bring these to a boil, Lord have mercy. All right, once we bring these to a boil, we're gonna turn the fire off, put the top on it, and we'll let them steep for 30 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do now. So when this boils, I'll be back after 30 minutes, all right? All right, so smash the garlic. So you see what I did? Turn your knife to the side, smash it. Smash it, it's gonna get the peel off it for you. So, sticking on my hands, I'm about to get mad. My hand's cold or something, hold on. All right, so. All right, so peel it until you get a clean piece of garlic. All right, now, what you wanna do is, I'm not so sure, it's not really close, but I'll give you a close-up look. Now what you want to do is you want to slice your garlic and then you just want to chop it into some nice little pieces. So, sorry y'all, I have allergy problems today. The weather is cold outside, so if you hear me sniffing, I'm telling you. I have taken Claritin, and so we'll see if that Claritin works for me. I don't know, when it gets to this time of the year though, my allergies really start acting up so badly. All right, so here we go. All right. All right, so now, so remember the pepper. The pepper's in the pot with the liquid. We do not want the liquid. It's bitter. So what we want to do is we want to take these out. All right, and we want to put the peppers themselves into the blender. But do not use that liquid. It will make it bitter. So use a cup of water, a fresh cup of water. All right, so we're gonna put this on puree. All right, there we go. All right, so when it gets in the blender, I'm gonna speed it up. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put the all of the garlic cloves here. We're gonna put it in here so you can see right there where I'm putting, you know, everything in. I just wasted everything down the front of my doggone blender. Okay, there we go. All right, so get all that in, get everything in. Good. Whatever you're not using, move it out of the way. All right, so now the rest of what goes into it with these chiles is the 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano. Make sure it's Mexican oregano. All right, it's gonna be 1 cup of water. All right, then we got chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. It's gonna be 1 of these chipotle peppers. So only 1 is going in. You want to put 2, do that. All right, so we're going to go on puree now. So I will not be talking. I'm going to puree this and... Really? All right, cool. Now you just want to puree until everything... Okay, until your sauce looks like that. And when it looks like that on your spoon, you're good to go. So we're good. This is okay. Now, at this point, we're going to set this to the side. And we're going into searing our meat. All right, at this point, you want to heat some oil in a pan, your Dutch oven, skillet, whatever you're going to use. All right, so you're going to get your roast in there. If you're using beef shanks, get them in there. Now, the thing about this is you want to choose whatever seasonings you want. Now, basically what you need is some meat tenderizer, and you need some salt and some pepper, and that is it. So whatever seasonings I use is by choice, so you can use whatever seasonings you want at this stage. It doesn't matter. All right, so at this point, our meat is browned. It's browned very well. That's what we want. So you want to sear it on both sides like that. That is good. All right, we're taking it out. Now we do not need all of that oil that's in the bottom of the pan. So I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to mop some of it out. I don't want So much. I want that flavor. Those bits on the bottom of there, I want that. That is all flavor. That is all goodness that's going into our dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mop the oil out of here. Alright? Good. It's a little trick I use so you don't have to pick up the whole pan and try to dump it out. So I usually will take that. Alright, so into this pan goes our water. So of course I'm going to list all of the ingredients and all of the instructions in the description box below. So I'll tell you exactly what it is that I'm using and how much of it I'm using. Alright. So the onions go in. It's just a regular chop. It's not even a fine chop. It's not necessary. Alright, so if you want to do this in a slow cooker, you can do the same thing. You can sear this meat and everything that I'm putting into this Dutch oven, you can put it into the slow cooker. And you can put that slow cooker on either 6 or 8 hours and you can let it go until your meat is very, very tender. And your liquid has cooked down into a nice consistency, but that flavor is all in there. So that's what you're looking for. Alright, so give this a little stir here. Alright, give it a little stir. Alright, so this is where we are actually creating the consommé, the broth for it. So it's only going to be a consommé if you strain it. So I'm going to tell you that right now. I did not strain mine, so it's a broth if you don't strain it. So we are creating the broth right here. So in goes that chile paste. It goes in. So this is what's creating all of that flavor that we're looking for with those tacos and that broth that we dip those tacos in at the end. These are great. I'm telling you, they really are. Alright, so this is going to cook down. It's going to cook down into a beautiful, beautiful broth. So you'll see it in a few hours. So this is going to do. So this is around about, I kept it on a medium heat, so around about 2 to 3 hours on stovetop. That meat was tender, and that's why I seared that meat so brown, so that I would ensure that it would cook a lot quicker than it normally would. So that's basically what we're doing. So this went about 2 to 3 hours, and then we were able to go on to the next step, which I'll show you. At this point, you'll bring this to a boil. And you will put a tight fitting lid on the pot and leave it. Alright, so about halfway through cooking time, this is what you're going to see. So you should see that fat pooling around there, like you see that. This should be boiling really well. And your meat should be getting tender. So that's what we're looking for at this point. So we're about halfway through. Alright, so we're not using a slow cooker, obviously. We're using a pot on the stove, so if you do the same thing. Now, if you are using a slow cooker, then of course it's going to take a little bit more time to do it, but on the stove is a lot quicker. Your meat's still going to get tender, so you're still going to get all of the flavor in it. This is wonderful. Alright, let's go, people. Here we go. Check that out. Beautiful, right? That's exactly what we want. So this did. Alright, so that's cooked down. Now, what we want to do here is we want to take this meat out. So we're going to chop this meat up. So we're going to take the meat out of the broth. Alright, we're going to put it in a bowl. Just like that. Okay? Okay, that's a bay leaf, so we're going to take that out. Alright, so we're going to put this off to the side. Alright, now. So here's the part where you really want to see pretty much what I'm doing. All of this fat on the top, we want to take this fat out. And we want to put this fat in a bowl, because that's what we're going to dredge our tacos in. So what you want to do is, you want to lightly go across the top and you want to take that out of there. We want all this fat. Or as much of it as we can get, because that's what we're going to dig our tacos in. So you want to go across there. And yeah, you're going to get some of the broth in there, because nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to get just the fat. That's not going to happen. Alright, so you see how it's all around here. So no right or wrong way to do this. All right, so you just want to get this. Come on around here. You want to skim as much as you can skim off that top. Just like that, right? Now we don't want to get too much of the onions and the broth and stuff in here. All right, because this, what you'll see, we're going to, yeah, that's what we're going to put our tacos in. So naturally, you probably have, more broth, because what I did was I let this go on a medium heat. So this meat is ready in like 2.5 hours, believe it or not. Because I seared it. Because of how long I seared it too. So I seared it super brown. And, alright, so. Alright, y'all. Alright. Okay. So, it turns out, when you watch this, that this is like easier. Easier than you would think. You look at those Birria tacos and then you look at videos of people, doing them, and it looks kind of daunting. It looks kind of, like it'll be a little hard. In all actuality, it's not. It's easier than we think. Like it's got a lot of ingredients. Once you do use the ingredients to, whatever part you're doing, be it the chiles or the meat part, and then the actual putting the meat and all of this together, then you see that it's not so bad at all. All right, so we're gonna skim much of this off as we can. So you can skim more of this off if you're gonna, use the broth with the meat. But we're actually gonna use the broth for dipping. So it's all right. So we're gonna take the bay leaves out if you can. So you see right there. Take those bay leaves out. I got another piece in here. I had like 3 pieces. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna put our broth to the side. Okay. And then I'm going to take the bay leaves out. Take the bay leaves out. All right, so we're going to go over to chopping the meat. That's what's next. All right, so now we're up to the meat part. Now, you can do this one of 2 ways. So see how tender that is? You could do it like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's a number of ways that you can get your meat. But the other way you can do it is you can just take like a meat cleaver like I'm doing and just kind of, but it's so tender. This meat cleaver, that child, you could take 2 forks and do this, cuz. All right. It's so tender. It really is. Oh my goodness. All right, so this pan is light over here, and all right, we're good to go. So what I want to do is I'm going to dip this taco all the way down. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do 2 at a time. Okay. Okay. I can't let them get hard because I got to fold them. So what I got to do is I got to put the meat on the half that you're going to put it on. Okay? Come on. You gotta turn them while they're soft, while they're still soft. They're gonna be crispy, but you gotta turn them while they're still soft enough to turn. Like that, right there. Whoa, a little bit more here. Okay, now, hurry up. What we gotta do is we gotta turn these over and close them. Whoa. Okay, all right, now turn this over and close it. Alright, turn it over, close it. I'll see what's happening, right? Turn these suckers over and close them. gonna be nice and crispy. Let them go for a minute. Child, I swear I'm gonna smell like Birria sauce. It's popping all on me. All right, so what we want to do is we want to leave these in here until, see, if you, that's crispy. You can hear it. You can hear the crispiness. So that's what you want to hear. Let's put that cheese. Oh, I'm gonna eat that. Okay, let's do that. All right, push it down a little bit. Push it down a little bit. See what I'm saying? That is the finished product. Birria tacos. Oh, Lord. Y'all know what the cheese right here. Lord have mercy. The cheese got so crispy. Oh. Let me tell y'all something. Lord have mercy. That's hot. Okay, look at that. So, all right. Oh, it's so good. If you have not made these tacos yet, you better go make them. Oh my goodness. The cheese, oh man, it's so melty on the inside. The meat is so tender and delicious. The flavor of the meat it's unlike any meat I've had before. And so the cheese that gets on the pan, that cheese gets crispy. So you get a crispy cheese, then you get a melted cheese on the inside with the meat, and it's hard to tell you about these tacos. It's so hard. You have to go and make them. They're so good. No wonder they save these for special occasions. Now I understand why. You know, I didn't at first. I'm like, oh, these? Everybody making them, they saved them for holidays? Now I know why they saved them for holidays. Oh, man. It's a labor of love. And it takes a few hours to make them. But trust me when I tell you, it's well worth it. I know I probably should have had a sangria with it, but I got a white wine today. I got a Moscato sangria. Cheers, everybody. Bon appetit. See y'all next time. As always, I appreciate you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.